Good morning, one and all present here. I take this great privilege to introduce our today eminent chief guest for the third day national level workshop. He is none other than Mr. R. Selvaraj, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Dr. NGP Institute of Technology, Coimbatore. He completed graduate and postgraduate from Sasuri College of Engineering and Sri Ramakrishna Engineering College, Coimbatore. He was organized and participated workshops, seminars, and faculty development programs in recent trends. And also, he has actively participated as activity coordinator in Tamil Nadu College of Engineering, Embroid Cell, and SIH project coordinator of SIH 17, 18, 19, and 20. He was guided many mini projects to the students, make them participate in Mini Project Expo. He worked as assistant in some funded projects like UBA, PMKVY, etc. He was presented a papers, 3 international and 4 national level conference. And also he was published 7 papers in various journals and 10 years teaching experience in various institutes. We really great pride in having with us such an eminent personality for the third day national level workshop topic database management system. Thank you.
Very good morning to one and all present in the webinar. Myself, R. Selvaraj. I am going to handle the session DBMS. Yes, already our Honorable Secretary Madam said DBMS is highly important comparatively front-end languages because we are having lot of technologies, lot of languages for front-end, but back-end database, we are having lot of database. I mean, it is a storage space, right? So we are having lot of storage space, but handling that storage, we are only DBMS still good for everything. Okay, before that, before going to the session, I want to thank Chairman Sir, Secretary Madam, all the heads and faculty members and my dear participants. I know our institution past 13 years, hard work, dedication of faculty members and support of management, it's highly amazing. Once again, I thanks to all for giving this opportunity. Sir, I am going to share my screen. Suppose it is visible or it give any trouble means just inform to me, okay, sir?
Yeah, sure,
okay,
sir.
Sir, my screen is visible, sir?
Yeah, it is visible, sir.
Okay, sir. If any disturbance, just inform to me, means.
Yeah, yes,
I'm
sir.
going to presentation. I'm going to presentation now. Okay. In this session, we are going to cover what is under DBMS, what are key available in DBMS, and some real-time applications where we are using the DBMS, and data abstraction, how the data are stored in the database. Actually, that is called as a data abstraction. Data models, what are the model, what are the type of data we are stored in the database. Data structure, here what is the relationship between the DBMS and data structures are two different areas. What is the relationship between DBMS and data structure? I'm going to give an introduction to that part, and basic SQL queries, how to create a database and how to insert the values and how update the values in the database. Then key management, why we are using key management, based upon that how we are using the normalization, what are the advantages of DBMS, I am going to explain in brief. Basic, these keywords are very important. Before going to the DBMS, we want to know these things, then only we will comfortably knowledge with the particular field. What is meant by data? Data is a raw material of information. Information is collectively, it gives a meaningful information about anything. For example, myself, Selvaraj, my designation assistant professor. I am working in some college, and my experience is 10 years. So my designation is a data, my name data, my experience data. I am working in some college, it is also data. So the complete data give a information about Selvaraj. So this is the difference between data and information. Some of the interviewers ask, data is equal to information. Is it right or wrong? Of course it is right, because data is a plural form. Information, collection of data. So what is the singular form of data is datum, D-A-T-U-M. Okay, now we will go to another theme, database. Database is a collection of interrelated data items stored in the physical storage. Then next one, data mart. Data mart, the theme used in data warehouse. Data warehouse is nothing but a collection of database. It is a large amount of historical data or data storage place. In the storage place, we want to categorize the databases. For example, suppose we are storing a data about sports. It is a warehouse, because in the sports we are having a lot of categories: cricket, tennis, football, like that. So in the sports is a data warehouse. Specifically, we are store the information about cricket. That one is called, the terminology is called as a data mart. Next, server and mainframes. Both of them used of service to what kind of service they are providing means extract the data from data warehouse and give who they searched for that particular one. For example, we are Google search, we are the client for Google server or mainframes. I will tell the difference between server and mainframes. Before that, I may explain the functionality of both of them. Suppose I am searching some text on Google search, it goes to server and retrieve the data from data warehouse and send it back. Okay, what is the difference between server and mainframes? Server is perform a comparatively, mainframe perform this task in amount of large storage. So functionality wise, server and mainframes are doing same, but processing the data amount is different. So I mentioned it here clearly. Next, so I discussed the basic keywords of DBMS. Now we are going to the title, database management system. Before that, what we used, conventional file processing system we used for before DBMS. It gives a lot of troubles. Why conventional file processing system gives trouble means the data stored in individual memory. For example, suppose I am going to store a cricket data, it has some different database. Same person play a football, then we want to maintain separate table, cricket and football. There is no interrelationship between those two in the file processing system. If I want to go for each and every individual database. There is no interrelationship between database. So it creates a data redundancy, replications. It is nothing but a replications, inconsistency, data inconsistency it creates, and providing for the security is highly risk for conventional file processing system. And another one is atomicity. The atomicity comes under transactions. So it is nothing but if one transaction or one process successful, or else it goes to initial stage. Otherwise, we will lose we want to meet a great loss. For example, account A transfer the amount to account B. During the transaction time, network failure or some other failures disturb the transaction. So it want to roll back again, or otherwise the transaction want to complete. If in between the transaction fail means we want to lose the amount. So this is the case happens in file processing system, but DBMS it cannot occurs due to the problem due to the property of atomicity. So these are some disadvantages of file processing system. When studying key management, then we will know about this this kind of terminologies, why the drawback is highly too high in the file processing system. Okay, so we will go to first DBMS and we will find out the drawbacks of conventional file processing system. Okay, DBMS, database management system. Already said, interrelated data items stored in database. The database management system, it is a set of program, nothing but set of program. That programs helps to retrieve the data from database or create a database, retrieve or store or delete or update particular database by DBMS. So exact definition of DBMS is set of program is used to create, delete, update or manipulate the data in database. Okay, another one more keyword, MySQL and SQL. So MySQL is a database, it is a physical storage. Oracle, MySQL, MongoDB, these are under physical storage. SQL is the word structured query language. We will structure some queries for manipulate the data in database. So I think I give some awareness about MySQL and SQL and also DBMS. Now I have mentioned a few more real-time applications in DBMS. Actually, if we go to online mode, 90% of applications run by the database and DBMS support. So I mentioned here few. I read it out few more. Online shopping, telecommunication, credit card transaction, banking, library management system, railway ticket reservation, cinema tickets, bookmy.com, whatever it is. Okay. So these are the applications function by DBMS and database. Now we will go to the subject. These are all introductory about DBMS. Now we will go to the subject. What does mean by? Okay. What does mean by data abstraction? Data abstraction is nothing but how the data stored in database. So this how the word defines in three format. First one is internal storage of data, logical storage, logical view of that particular data, and user side view of the data. Internal storage is nothing but physical storage. For example, integer is a data type. The data type how much memory takes in or took in database. That one is called as a physical level. Next one, logical level. Logical level, it mentions value which type. For example, a variable store in float values. So we want to mention float a. So we are mentioning the data type, which kind of value we are going to store in particular variable. So that one is called as a logical view. Next one, view level. View level mainly used by authentication and authorized persons. Authorization and authentication. So everyone know about authorization and authentication. Authentication persons only able to access that particular data. Authorized persons can able to create, delete or modify whatever it may do. Okay. So these are the data abstraction levels. So here I gave a pictorial representation for the data abstraction. View level, view 1 may be user, view 2 may be administrator. View 3 may be chairpersons. So each and everyone have some rights in the view. And logical view, what kind of value we are going to store, and physical level, how much memory it's going to take. And another 2 more things mentioned in database. It's a very important keywords when towards come to DBMS: instance and schema. What does mean by instance? One data particular time, how stored in what kind of value it have at the time. For example, cricket match is going on, 11 o'clock, Sachin Tendulkar score is 95. So this is instance because the time is 11 o'clock. At the time he scored 95 runs. So this is called an instance. Okay, at the time the value of that particular data is called as, or value stored in database is called as instance. Schema, structure of the database. It defines the particular structure of database. Okay, suppose it is a RDBMS. It is nothing but a relational database. It stores the table size. Or if suppose we are having a video data, so size of that particular video. So the structure of schema or format of that particular video. So everything called it as schema. Okay, so these 2 things are very important in the DBMS. Okay, now what is the relationship between database management system and data structures? Okay, database management system manipulate the data. Data structure create a link between the data. Okay, here in data we have types of data. Everyone know about that. Sorry, data types. One is primitive data type, another one is non-primitive data type. Primitive data types are individual storage, so memory link is not necessary in that. Sir, sorry sir, may I audible sir?
Sir, little your voice is breaking, sir.
Sir, that's why I'm asking. I had some notification from my device. Sir, now is it clear, sir?
Little voice breaking only, sir. Otherwise, it is audible.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Now it is comfortable, sir?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So primitive data types. So primitive data types have a individual memory. It not requires any link or relationship between the memories. For example, we are store a variable, integer variable a equal to 2. So the value a value only considers and it process. Okay, then comes to non-primitive data types. The memory needed some link. For the purpose, we are having 2 options: array and linked list. In the array, sorry, please participants mute your mic. It is my humble request. Thank you. Array, it has some sequential memory. Around 10 or 20 variables we can store it next memories. Okay, we form a one chain. Okay, the difference between array and linked list is array have sequential memory address. For example, a variable a memory address is 1000, then variable b memory address is 1002. Suppose we have stored it as integer values. Okay, then c is 1004. So it creates a memory address in sequential. If we go for linked list, link may be created. Okay, a variable and b variable are we are storing with same name. Link may be created, but address of the memory will change. For example, first variable 1000 means second variable address may be differ, 2000 or 2500 maybe. Where it is free, the linked list memory address allocates there. Okay, that's why comparatively array, linked list is best option for few applications. Okay, so stack and queue are operations that used in the array and linked list. Okay, so main memory link created by array concept and linked list concept. These two are operations performed using array and linked list. Maybe data structure will brief about these things. Just I gave some link about and I gave a memory addresses. So then only you will understand what is the relationship between data structure and DBMS. I already said, actually we are having lot of options in front end. For example, someone interested in Python, someone interested in Java, someone interested in PHP, someone interested in R language, whatever it may be. Front end languages, we are having lot of options. Come towards to the back end, we are having database management system. Though we are having only query format only, we are having to progress in the back end. Some of nowadays, some of the applications, some of the databases directly without queries, we can directly create a database in that particular memory also. Okay, physical memory, we will directly create a database, but that kind of applications or that kind of advanced technologies, it cannot give any knowledge about database. So any language or any subject, we want to learn it properly, then only we will get us some knowledge in that particular field. Okay, so data structure and DBMS is common to all front languages. So if you are studying any language, compulsory you want to study about the data structure and DBMS. Okay, so I mentioned some difference between the how we are using the data types in SQL and Oracle. Actually, SQL, if you installed Oracle, the SQL queries also support, but only the thing, data types declaration, it has some difference. Okay, I clearly mentioned it. If you have any doubts, you collect my notes. I will hand out this to HODs. Okay. Next one, data models. We are having 5 or 6 data models. I mentioned here 5. So first one is hierarchical data model. This one, I think we studied in data structure, trees. The data stored in tree format, hierarchical level. Okay, so this model is called as a hierarchical model. Network model, the relationship between the data in flexible of that particular object. Okay, so based upon the flexibility of particular object, the link will be created. One is called as a network model. ER model is only pictorial representation of the concept. If we are having concept, it create a pictorial representation. It has some syntax. Based upon that syntax, we will draw a diagram for making a relationship. Why we are studying ER relationship means theoretical or video, comfortably those, the pictorial representation gives a clear idea for any concept. That's why we are studying entity relationship model in DBMS for create a link or create a relationship between the data. For that purpose, we are studying entity relationship model. Next, relational database. So RDBMS. RDBMS is nothing but store the data in tabular column format. Here I gave the right side. I gave the example. Add customer ID, customer name, status. These 3 are called as attributes, and entities is called as table. Okay. Okay. So column usually state as attribute. For customer ID is attribute. We have some values, 1, 2, 3 are values. Okay. Customer name is an attribute. We are having some values, Google, Amazon, Apple. By the way, status also. Suppose we took it as tuple or row is called as a information, or record. Okay, so the word record, row, tuple are same. Similar way, column, attribute are same. Similar way, these things are synonym words. Okay, table, relation, schema, these are the synonym words. Okay, we are used frequently, we will use in DBMS. Okay, that's why I clearly mentioned these things. Some authors mention relation, some author mentioned schema, some author mentioned tables. So whatever it may be, these are synonym words. Okay, okay. Next one, object oriented data model. So object oriented data model is nothing but we create an object for an entity. Based upon that object, we will call the functionalities of that particular class. As it is, we studied in object oriented programming language, right? Similar way, we will access the data from table or somewhere in the database using objects. Okay, okay. Now we are entering to the database creation process. Okay, SQL queries, we are having 4 types. First one is DDL, data definition language. So this language is used for create a structure of database. So structure oriented work done here using these commands. Okay, we are having 3 or 4 commands. What is it? Create, alter, delete, drop, disk. Okay, these 4 commands are mainly used for create a database. Okay, let me go on by on. First, we will create a database. The basic codes I will show here. So I already installed software name Oracle 11G. Okay, so if you want to create or do something, you want to install before that Oracle 11G. Okay, I'm going to explain how to connect the database from front end in this working environment. Okay, so connect is the first keyword. Sorry, spell mistake. Okay, suppose I am giving connect. If you are installed, then it asks username. So default username Oracle 11G is system. Manager password is also commonly used. Suppose if you want, you can change it. Okay, so in the password we are having options, but username is default. It defaultly assigned by Oracle 11G. Okay, Oracle group. Okay, now I am going to create a database. See, this is the basic command for create a database. See, create table, table name. So create keyword, table keyword, table name. It is a option of database designer. So myself, I gave a name M. ID is variable. So variable data type I want to mention. I previously shown in the PowerPoint presentation, right? Data type. So ID is usually we will use the integer. So we can give it as data type number. If it necessary, you give the size. Otherwise, no. It is otherwise no problem. Simply leave it. So I will explain the primary key concept further. Now we will move to next one. Name is a character. So we want to use varchar. Suppose if you are using varchar 2 here, the difference between varchar and varchar 2 is I assigned the size 5 here, right? Suppose if I use varchar, the 5 size memory will be created in the database. Suppose I am using varchar 2, the data how much took, that memory only takes. Suppose it took 3 memory size, then size of that particular data is 3. Okay, it avoids the waste page. Okay, so it avoids the memory based. So I created the table.
Sir,
Sir? Sure.
sir, what
Yes.
is varchar 2 and bracket 5, sir?
Actually, there is a size of that particular data type. Got it?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Now I am going to see the structure of that particular database. Okay. So this is the structure. So I used 4 variables here. I mentioned the data type here. So the comes to null, the not null give for ID. So what is it? It is nothing but a primary key. So if the database shows not null, compulsory I want to give a data. Okay. Otherwise, if for example ID 001, I don't know the name of that particular person, but remaining department, salary and all I am having the data, means yes, it is possible to enter the record. But I don't know the roll number, I am having the name, department, salary, there is no possible to enter the data in that particular place. Okay, the reason I will explain in future. Okay, when we are taking the key management, I will explain that. Now this is the structure of database. Okay, now I want to make a change. I create a database. Later I want to add another one more attribute. So I want to use the command alter. Okay, so I want to alter the table. The table alter is a keyword, table is a keyword. The m, previously we created database, right? First we created the name with m. I'm going to add is a keyword, age is a data type. So I want to add a attribute. That one is nothing but a age. So now the age attribute is added to the database. Now I am going to show the added attribute. Okay, now compare the previous one, second one, previous one and second one. Previous one only have the 4 attributes. Now we are having 5 attributes in the table. So this is the way to alter the table. Okay, next one, I want to change size, or I want to change the memory of that particular variable. How to change means, I gave a syntax here. Alter is a keyword, table is a keyword, emp that particular database name. So modify is a command for change the attribute memory size. Okay, okay, now the table is, in the table we altered the size of salary, memory size of that particular salary. Okay, check it down. See here, previously I didn't mention any size of that salary, but now I declared the memory size of that particular attribute. Got it? Next step, another one more command is there in the DDL, but we cannot execute that. Reason, if we execute that command, the table will drop, entire table will be deleted. So that one is nothing but a drop command. I will execute in final. Okay, if anyone want to how the drop command works, no, finally inform to me, I will show it. Okay, next we will move to the second step. Already we created a database and the attributes. Now we want to insert the values, right? So I already said DDL command is used to create a database. DML, data manipulation language, is used to manipulate the data in database. Okay, so what are the keywords we are having means insert, update, delete. Okay, so syntax is very important for any keyword. Here I mentioned, okay, previously also I mentioned create table name, column, data types. Okay, so these are the syntax. So come towards the example for that. Create table employee. Name is a employee is a table name is a column name, and data type is a varchar. Okay, so previously we executed these things, and alter comment also similar way. I gave the syntax and examples. In the same manner, insert keyword syntax is insert into which table we are going to insert the values and values list. Okay, so this is the syntax. We are going to see the example how the values are inserted in the table. Okay, before going to enter, you verify with the value types. Okay, because if we are giving numbers, so we can directly mention it. Suppose we are entering the value of character, we want to give a single quotation. Okay, see ID, yes, number, so 1, there is no issue on that. Next one, name, so we are going to enter the character. I gave the name as AA. If you want, you can change it, no issues on that. Okay, and department, account department, so I mentioned here as ACC, and salary, the number, age is number, so comfortably this code will be executed. Okay, so I am adding few more values in this. Okay, BB salary I will change as 7,500 and age 13. Okay, the value inserted. Three, name I'm going to change as DD. Everyone blanks to accounts department. There is no issue on that. Age is 12, so same age, more than one person available in the same department. This is there is no issue on that. Fourth one, I am going to declare CC. Okay, same salary and everything is comfortable. Okay, I inserted 4 values in the database, right? Okay, now we will see we are inserted some values in the database. Now we are going to see the values. Okay, what we stored in that particular database. Select is a keyword. Start in all the variables or data types or attributes used in the relation or schema or database. Okay, select star from table name. So this one displays what are the values I inserted in the table. Okay, I think sir, may I audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, now we will go to another comment. Okay, so next one is I used to select command, already explained it in the working environment itself. Select name from, so this one is gives a var command. Okay, we can select the particular column or particular row or particular value using var command. So that one is an example query for that. Okay, so here the output of particular query is I select the account department name from the database emp. Okay, this is the meaning for this. So select is a keyword, name is attribute of that particular employee table, and select the department account. Suppose I am inserted few values with some max department or computer science department, I will this particular output only select for account department. Okay, so if you want, you can insert some values and execute this query. You will clearly understand. You know, everything you want to work it out, then only you will get some knowledge in this. So I will demonstrate. In future, you will work it out. Okay. So another one. This one is ordered by the name. Okay. Some values we entered into the database. it arranges in order. Okay, see the previous one, third and fourth, ID third and fourth, DD. After that, I entered CC. Okay, after this order by command, the CC goes to first. Okay, so we are having a lot of queries like this. If you have any one syntax, we can study it from web. Okay, so whatever we need, we can change it in the database. If you want enter, if you want update, if you want do anything, we can perform it in backend. Okay, yes, it is possible. We are having queries. Okay, now we will move to the next command. Already we see two commands. One is insert and select in the DML, data manipulation language, and we are entering into the third command. Okay, I am going to update any one value in the particular database. My particular database is emp. Okay, here emp is a update is a keyword, emp is a database, set is a keyword, name is attribute name. In that, what I want to change. So FF is I am going to change. Where I want to change the same name AA. So data in the database name attribute have a AA name. I am going to change that AA into FF. Okay. So this is update. Okay. Previous data I am going to modify. Right. See here, the AA value changed now as FF. So this is the purpose of update command. Okay. Okay, now I already said three commands we are not we are unable to execute now. Suppose if we are executing these commands, our data will lost. Okay, so now we will move to another. Okay, just we will go to PowerPoint presentation. So these three commands are already executed. Now we will move to next type, transaction control language. So this one is nothing but it is used to save the process, okay, or roll back to previous stage. So these three are the functions of transaction language. Okay, transaction control language. Commit is used to permanently save the data. Suppose we are completed our process, I'm going to save the data in database permanently. I want to use comment. Okay, I need to have a tea break, or I'm going to out for some specific time. So on that time, I want to use save point. It's temporarily save, hold our data. That's it. Okay. So both commit and save point, both the keywords are used to save the data in databases. Commit saves permanently, save point saves that or on particular moment. Okay. Rollback command is used for go to previous stage. Okay, roll back table name I gave, the comment goes to that particular where I am giving that point it will reach. So rollback command always used to roll back the work. Okay, it means go past few more steps. DCL command it's for authorized person level. Two commands we are using, grant and revoke. We will give some data grant for particular time. After that, we will close it off. Those things worked by these two commands. And comes to main entry, delete, drop, truncate. So these three are very, very important. Interview point of view also they ask these questions. What is meant by delete? So delete always delete the value. It deletes the value. It cannot affect the structure of database. Okay, but drop and truncates are affect the structure of database. Okay, so DDL commands are drop and truncate. DML commands, data definition language command, drop and truncate. Okay, delete comes to data manipulation language because it's only the level delete the value of database. It cannot affect of database. So drop command is used for a complete database destroyed by drop command. Truncate means we will specifically delete one row, one column, like that. Okay, we will give a instruction using truncate. That particular column will delete permanently from the storage. Okay, so I here mentioned the syntax and examples. If you follow the instruction, then definitely these operations will execute, because I already executed this command. Here I will explain it. Syntax: delete from keyword, table name. So whatever I used here as emp is a table name, where I want to specify the condition. If I specify the condition, based upon that condition, it will delete the data from the database. Okay. Next step, I give an example. Delete from database, and where student ID greater than 100. Okay, so student ID greater than, sorry, less than 100 means it will delete the value. Okay, so this is the command I executed previously. Next one, drop. Drop is a keyword, table is a keyword, table name is what we stored. I already said emp is my database name. Here drop table emp, I gave this command means destroy the entire database from our software. Okay, okay, next one, get, I already said everything. Okay, now we will move to key management. So key management play a vital role. Okay, so relationship between the tables created by the key management. Okay, so first we will see the concept. After that, later on we will perform some tasks based upon these things. Okay, okay, first, what is meant by super key? So before going that, you want to learn primary key. Okay, even one attribute can or help to achieve the data uniquely from the database is called as primary key. For example, register number, student register number is more than enough to select a specific candidate, right? Suppose for example, 5 or 6 persons having a same name in a class, I targeted 4th person in the class, so register number is more than enough to find out that particular 4th person. Okay, so single attribute that helps to uniquely achieve the data is called as a primary key. Okay, then what is the definition for super key? Means more than one attribute used to uniquely achieve the data is called as super key. Whenever we don't have a primary key, that particular time super key supports. For example, name and address. So we don't have a register number that particular time, we will use name and address, because in 9 cases name and address will not be same. Okay, for a same family, most of them have different names. That's why I'm saying like that. Okay, so these two attributes are now call it as a super key. More than one attribute is used to uniquely achieve the data is called as a super key. Now candidate key definition. The candidate key is depends on super key and primary key. Definition is minimum number of subset, minimum number of attribute in the super key. So minimum number of attributes we will use to achieve the unique data is called as candidate key. So there is no syntax and all, because this is derived from primary key or super key. Okay, candidate key is always depend on primary key and super key. Okay, so minimal number of super key is called as a candidate key. That's it, definition of candidate. So we will execute these two one by one. Okay, I will show the demonstration in the Oracle. Next one, foreign key. So foreign key, one table primary key comes to another table, it's called it as foreign key. Here I will give the example. Okay, for example, create is a keyword, table is a keyword, interval is a table name, register number is the attribute, it is a primary key. So I mentioned it here as primary key, so the register number is interval table primary key. Okay, now next variable is roll number. This roll number is foreign key. Why I am saying as foreign key? Study the next one. Foreign key roll number references student table roll number. So we want to create a student database. In the database we are entered into the roll number. Again the roll number we are using into the interval here as foreign key roll number references to students roll number. So now we will go to the demonstration. Before that I will go through the remaining keys. Suppose if you are knowledge, these 4 is more than enough. What are the keys? Super key, primary key, candidate key, and foreign keys. For the more than enough. Another one is very, very important nowadays. Okay, what does it mean? Surrogate key. You know, this is very important nowadays. Reason because this key is anyway not related to the database. For the key temporarily created for one work. For example, I am going to buy a phone in online. I have some transaction ID, right? The transaction ID anyway not related to the what I purchased. Okay, for that ID only supports for I am tracking the product. If once I get that product, the transaction ID is waste. So that ID is called as a surrogate ID. So it is a unique ID. It is used to uniquely achieve the data. Who purchased, the amount. So some kind of details is inside that transaction ID. But once that product reached to me, that ID is entirely waste, right? So this kind of IDs is called as a surrogate keys. Okay. Compound and composite keys. Compound key is specific row we can founded by more than one attribute. Okay, and composite is find out the blocks. Okay, so if we are having primary key or super key, it's more than enough to do the operations. Okay, so there is no need to surrogate or composite or compound or alternate keys. So we want to learn properly these keys. What is super, primary, and foreign key. Okay, shall we go to the working environment for executing the syntax? Okay, wait a minute. Okay, I already saw the syntax for primary key. Okay, now see this first one. I already table created with primary key. Okay, for example, create table emp is a table name, ID I created with primary key. Okay, so if once I allocated primary key, that value cannot null. Okay, you have to value for that one, otherwise unable to accept that value. Okay, we unable to store the data in database. Once I gave a primary key, definitely we want to give some value for that column. Okay, so another one more important thing, mainly interviewer asked this question. What does it means? In a single table, how many primary keys are acceptable? So this is the questions asked by frequently. Okay, only one primary key accepts table. Okay, each table can accept only one primary key, or each database can accept only one primary key. Okay, what about foreign key means? We can generate or create n number of foreign keys in a same table, but towards primary key it's only one. Okay, mind this thing. We will go to the foreign key concept. Okay, this is the code I already previously I executed. Sorry, automatically interpressed. So table is already created, named with emp1. Okay, now see the structure of emp1 is second table. Now I created the table. Okay, see this. This one is a now I'm currently created one. Emp ID is a primary key of that current table, and ID is a See here another one more thing. Suppose foreign key means it can accept the null value, okay, because it is not a primary key of this emp1 table. Emp1 table have another primary key that named with emp id, okay. So now in this table id can accept the null values, okay. Now we will give some values in the for this. So now I am going to give a or enter the values for second table. So values entered. Now verify with the attributes, okay. Emp id I gave the number. So next one, name I gave the character. Department I gave the account character. Salary I mentioned some salary here, and id 1, okay. So id I already 1 mentioned in previous table, okay. Okay, I here mention I entered the two values in the second table. We will see the values about what we inserted in the database too. So I stored here as two values. One is 111 and another one is 112 emp id. Now we will go for before going to normalization, we will get some knowledge about combined tables. I created two tables. In these two, using foreign key, I am going to perform some simple task, okay. The task I will explain. Before that, we will execute the query, okay. Actually, we updated right here. So that's why it gave some no row selected. Actually, database, there is no common data. So that's why I get this kind of output, okay.
Hello, sir. Please check table name EMP1. I think it
Uh,
is EMP. Please check the table name
Hmm.
from EMP.
Here,
Uh,
ma'am.
Inner query. I guess inner query, it is an inner query.
I actually entered the query values,
EMP.
right? Previous one, ma'am. This one. So I created here correctly. Here also correctly again. Why? Minimum salary from M1. Okay, I will check it out, but actually query is comparing. Okay, maybe values are not equal to each table. That's why it gives some no row selected values. Actually query is working. Okay, how I am saying query is working? See, M1 I used here for selecting the salary. In the table, salaries have the both table. Salary attribute have both the table M1, M1, and selecting minimum salary from those display. I want to ID and age. Okay, maybe some values I entered here wrongly. That's why I didn't get no row selected here. Future I will correct it. What is the mistake, and I will give the query to your department. Okay, maybe little mistake anything did previously. That's why I'm get wrong answer. No issue on that. But query is working. That's why we are getting output. Okay. The foreign key is working in the both table. That's why we are getting output, right? Now we will move to the next one. Okay. Wait a minute. See, I am getting this query output. Okay, no issue on that. Okay. See, I already said we are getting the output. We are using the foreign keys already implemented properly, but I don't know the values exactly in the previous query. Okay, now here working for, see how it is working. Select emp ID is a first table attribute, age is a first table attribute, M1 is second table attribute emp ID. Okay, from this we are using combined two tables using inner join command. So both the values, inner join means what are the values we are having, it will displace. Okay, first ID is primary of both the table, common values it will source. Okay, table 1 and table 2 common attribute values it will source. Okay, so we are getting some output. After that, left outer join. In this, just we want to change left keyword, then we will get left outer join output. Okay, what does it means? It will displace the entire value of left table and what are the common value present in the both the table. Okay, common value present in the both the table is 1 1. Okay, that's why we are getting two outputs. Remaining is null. Suppose right side means right side, what are the values entered in the second table fully displayed, left side common value only displayed. Okay, so only two values entered in the second table. That's why we are getting two values. In the first table we entered 5 values, we getting 5 values, so common value 2 only displayed. I chosen here 3 attributes. That's why it displays the 3 attributes. The 3 attributes is emp ID, age, and ID. That's why it displays the 3 ID. Suppose I am giving here a star, then it will displays the entire all the attributes table having in the left side and right side. Okay, so you work it out. Now we will move to the next one. Okay. Okay. Now we seen already primary key, how implement foreign key, how the both the tables combined, and we will get an output. And now we will go to see about the super key, syntax of super key. Okay, both the tables have primary key. I already said in the first table ID is primary key, in the second table emp ID is primary key. So both the tables have primary key. each table one primary key is permission in the Oracle. Okay, only one primary key is permitted by the Oracle software. So I want to create a table or I want to create a database with some other name. Then only I will implement a super key. Okay, I already said name is differs. Okay, in the key concept, name have lot of name like primary key, foreign key, alternate key, secondary key. Aim of all the keys uniquely achieve the data. You know one thing, we are having unique key also. Okay, the aim of uniquely achieve the data, but we are already having unique key also. Yes, it is possible to implement unique key. Only the difference is primary key cannot accept null values, unique key can accept the null values. Okay, this is difference between those keys. Okay, so in this we want to create a another table because we created both the tables with primary key. Okay, now I am going to create a third table with primary key. Yeah, super key concept. Okay, here super key is, see how to implement the super key. Most of them confused in this. Okay, because super key created with the name of primary key. See, create table is a keyword. M2 is newly created database. I will show the structure of this database. ID is a attribute, name is attribute, department is attribute, salary. Okay, here see primary key, I selected, I chosen two attributes for primary key. What is it? Name and department. Actually it is wrong. Okay, because same name, same department have more than one persons. Okay, for example Satish or Selvaraj or some name you take it in the department have same name with different persons. Okay, Satish, 3 Satishes available in the same class in the department. Okay, so I'm giving here one example, that's it. Okay, actually we want to give it as address here. Name and the address is right way to explain the super key. Okay, now primary key, the super key created with the name of primary key. The definition of super key is more than one attribute used to uniquely achieve the data. Okay, that is the matter here. We used two attribute here, that's why this is a super key. Okay, so let me see the disk command for M2 table. Okay, now we get it. Actually disk is nothing but describe the table, that's it. Okay, the short form of describe is we are denoting as disk. Okay, okay, I think I gave some knowledge about the key management. Now we will move to the next title. It is nothing but a normalization. Okay, normalization. So nowadays if you are a database designer, if you are a backend designer, you need a knowledge about normalization. Okay, normalization is a very important thing wherever you goes. Okay, front-end language is not an important one. In the backend designer, if you are a backend designer, you want to have some knowledge in the normalization. Okay, so I am going to explain the normalization with simple things. Okay, okay. What is the process or what is mean by normalization here? Convert the bad design to good design. What is the bad design? What is the good design here means? We are storing the, store the database, we are use the database. What are the attributes we are having? We are store it in a single database. It is called as a bad design. What is meant by good design? According to the application convenient, we are split it into the table. So that one is called as a good design. So process of normalization is nothing but split the tables. Okay, split the data into your tables. Suppose we are splitting tables. For example, here I have a database name with college. Okay, in that I am having 10 or 20 attributes. I am going to split this attributes using the normalization concept. If I am splitting the if I want to split the attributes in different tables, I want to use key concept. Okay, so key concept play a vital roles in normalization. Without knowing a fee concept, we are unable to understand the normalization. Okay, so that's why I took the first key concept. Now we will see the normalization basics. Okay, according to the normalization rule, the table college is not normalized. Okay, so it is a bad design. Why it is a bad design? We are having all the attributes in a single table. Okay, in the academic wise, I designed this particular table, college table. I am going to design it for academic purpose. Okay, for the point of view, you will learn this particular one, so it will comfortable for you. Okay, first we are having totally 5 normal form. In this, first one is remove common value attributes. So remove common value attribute means it's not a meaning of delete the common values. We want to split the common values into separate table. So see, where I used the college, it mentions the primary table. So remaining and all splitting tables. Okay, so I mentioned it here. Okay, now remove the common value attributes. Here we will see the examples: university, college code, college name, register number, roll number, name, age, date of birth, parent or father name, address, city, state, sports mark. These are the attributes I am having in a single table. Okay, so using normalization rules and regulations, I am going to split the table. First one, remove the common value attributes. In this, commonly used for commonly using values. Okay, for example, suppose if you are a Kamadhenu Arts and Science College student, your university is Bharatiyar University, so it is a common value, that attribute common value. Another one, you are studying that Kamadhenu KMC College. Okay, so KMC College code is common to all. So a similar way, college name is also common to all. So we want to split this. Okay, according to the first normal form rule, remove the common value. Okay, so I splitted here. How to split? Suppose I splitted the table, how to communicate? So in this case, we are using foreign key. Okay, suppose the college table attribute register number is a primary key. Okay, now I am going to split another table name with values. That values table contains register number, university, college code, college name. Many attributes I am having in college table. So now I grouped second table, the table name values. These attributes are contains common values, right? So this is called as normalization first form. Okay, in this another operation is also there. It is nothing but, suppose one attribute, suppose phone number I am having attribute. In that phone number, one person having 2 means we don't write it on single cell. We want to split another row. Okay, we want to allocate another row for the same person. For the purpose of multiple data cannot allowed in a single cell. Okay, so you want to clear this also in the first normal form. Okay, so this is I think I'm explaining clear. So shall we move to second normal form? The second we are having prime and non-prime attributes. Okay, it is also called it as partial dependency. Okay, so partial dependency, how to remove partial dependencies? So before going to that, we want to know the prime and non-prime attributes. What is meant by prime attributes? It is nothing but, suppose it is an academic table, I need some primary things. Okay, so some things are not relevant. For example, here roll number is only works inside the college, right? Everyone know about that. And age is maybe record, but it's not necessary. Okay, for all the times in the academic. Then date of birth and father name. So these are non-prime attributes. So these things are supportive for name. Okay, or register. So without these attributes, I can perform the academic table. I have a full information about academic table. So that's why, so we can say it, non-prime attributes are supporting field of prime attributes. Okay, so second normal form explain the concept this. Okay, so I splitted this into two table, again furtherly divided into second table, non-prime, register using register number. So second table have the register number. So I already shown the example. If you are having foreign key, then we will able to perform or communicate with tables. Okay, so using the foreign key concept. So here we are having the foreign key, then we will able to communicate the table. Okay, if we are doing any change in the primary table, it automatically reflects to splitted table also. Okay, here non-prime table also. Okay, then comes towards to third normal form. Third normal form rule is transitivity dependency. So transitivity dependency, some attribute name itself, we can say it. For example, here address contains city, state, street number, like etc. Okay, so suppose in the primary table contains address, there is no need for city and state names. Okay, so these kind of attributes we will split it into another. So that one is called as a transitive dependency. Okay, frequently asked by interview questions, Boyce code normal form. Okay, what is mean by Boyce code normal form? Boyce code normal form is nothing but it is equal to third normal form. Okay, in this case, definitely we need a candidate key or primary key. Okay, suppose the table, splitted table, the transitive table contains primary key or candidate key, is it called as Boyce code normal form. If don't have primary key or candidate key, it is called as third normal form. Okay, so only the difference between the third normal form and BCNF is primary key, the table, if the splitted table have primary key or super key or candidate key. Okay, see, now we are having register number. Register number is foreign key. It is not anywhere related to BCNF. Sorry, it's not anywhere related to transitive table. So we are splitted the table with third normal form. It cannot satisfy the rule of BCNF. Okay, so the BCNF is always stronger than third normal form. Reason because BCNF have a primary key. Okay, okay. Now we will move to the next one. Okay, so already we split it as three table. We are having another one primary table. So totally we are having 4 tables. Now we are going to fifth one. So in this, students can participate sports also. Okay, we are having the attribute sports, but it's not anywhere related to the academic. Okay, it is a extracurricular activities. So we want to split it as another one. If you are seeing an example in net, in that net examples or web examples are mostly car company. They gave an example as car company for the multi-value dependency. Okay, what does it means? Car company related with car dealers, car company related with car models, but car dealer anyway not related to car models. Okay, so example explained in where you referred. Okay, in the web or some books anywhere. Okay, if you going to reference, you get this example only, but you can get clear idea about this. Okay, then you can give it as by your own. So this is my own example, sports and academic. Okay, so academic is entirely different comparatively sports, but both are performed by student. Okay, so we are splitting that multi-value attribute into another table. Okay, now we are going to next one, fifth normal form. Actually, fifth normal form is lossy or lossless join. Suppose we splitted the data, splitted into 5 tables. Our attributes are splitted into 5 tables totally. In that 5 tables, we are if we insert a value into single table, that reflects to remaining 4. If it means it is a lossless join. Suppose it cannot, the value inserted value cannot reflect in all table now, it is lossy join. Okay, so these are the concepts of normalization. PowerPoint presentation, I think it's over. Now I will give some interview questions. So these two are finally we will execute this. Okay. So these are the interview questions asked by some companies. Okay, here they give a 2 databases. We want to create a student database and mark database. In that, they gave some attributes. They want to create the attribute with the same name. Okay, and perform 2 tasks. Okay, what are the tasks we want to perform in that particular database? First task is alter the table mark details. So second database, he said the second database we want to add a column with average, data type with long. Okay, so I here I mentioned the query, how to create a database and how to execute these things. Okay, so once I will demonstrate, I will show the how to create, and is already we see this example when we are creating the database. Just I am showing once again. Okay, okay, suppose I am getting these kind of errors. I already used the table, same table name. Okay, if I give a drop command, then the table will drop. Once again I will execute this, automatically it will execute, but I change it the table name. Okay, okay, as per the asked questions, I created the attribute. Okay, before that we will see the drop command. Drop table, what I done, what are the name used? Student underscore details. So the table is dropped. Okay, okay, now this command we will use this student underscore details one name. Okay, okay, so what are the query I created with that one. Okay, next one, second one is alter. Already I gave this comment also. Okay, next one, again also alter specific column. Okay, it is also possible. The syntax of that particular question, the second question syntax is I mentioned here: alter table, table name, drop column name. Okay, which column I want to drop, I want to specify that particular column, it automatically delete. Okay, so date, see, in the data type of date, DOP is date. Okay, data birth, data type is date. So we want to mention the date in this format. Okay, so date we want to give it in single quotation. Okay, so suppose now we are executing this query, means it will execute. Okay, the values inserted into that particular table. So I changed the table name students one, right? That's why I want to change here also. Okay, so the value inserted. So these are the basic queries. It's more than enough for get a knowledge in DBMS to create a database and manipulate the data. Another one method is we are having, that one is procedure SQL. Comparatively, SQL queries, procedure query is comfortable to work. Okay, but it is not time to explain that concept because it is a huge process. So if you get a chance in future, we will see about that. Okay. Okay. Next thing, few more queries I collected for that, for your practice. Okay. So these are the queries asked from my interviews. I collected from my placement cell. Okay. And also these are the queries given by Anna University also. So here, this one is a second one. So you will know about these things. The employee details, we want to create a table. Another one table is a department table. In this, they are asking two questions. First one is select the department column from the department. So in the select, in case the star, we will replace with that particular column name. Okay. Select, we will give a star. We want to replace the star with the name, department name. Okay. Then it will displace the department name. So this difference between, I will write in the query. Okay, here. Usually we will give star here, but in this case we want to give department name. Okay, from the table name. What we are having the table name. Due to details. So this is the query we want to execute for display the particular column. Okay. Next one. Third one. Okay. This the following table with mapping given below. Okay. Student table, mark details. In this case, they are asking display only those rows who register number between 10 and 30. So how to execute that particular one? So I want to first enter 30 records in the table student. Okay. After that, student details, I want to enter 30 records. After that, I am going to perform this query. So the query syntax is select, example is select star from student detail is table name, where I am going to give a condition. It is nothing but register number between 10 and 30. So between the 10 and 30, 21 values, it will be displayed. Okay. What are the attributes we are having? 20 records, it will display from 10 to 30. So this is the query for execute first one. Okay. So already shown the drop. Next one, specifically how to delete. Okay. It is nothing but delete star from table name where register number equal to 161. Okay. So it will delete that particular row, 161 row. Okay. So I didn't give query here, but delete command I already executed. You work it out. Okay. And next one more thing, sorting, sort by sorry, it's not a sorting. The actual question is display all the details who name begins with A. So person name started with A displays by this command. Okay. Select star from department where name like. So we are using the command like, that one is matter here. So this is also I chosen for you, and I few more questions prepared for yourself. I will give it to your department. If you are interested, then collect it and execute it. Everything will be executed, properly executed. So this set of queries will help you to learn. Thank you.